morning. Oh, it's nice and steamy. Saturday morning. So, Bella's mad. I'm going to take y'all on a little Potager update. It's been a really long time since I've done one. Probably a month, maybe more. What is today? August 11th? I think. No, 12th. Anyway, it's that day. I don't know. The lawn is brown and crispy, and if the morning dew wasn't on it, it would crunch. It's not going to crunch right now. We've got hoses. We've got hoses going to trees. We've been trying to keep things alive, and we've been failing. We have been failing. Let me show you real quick before we go into the Potager. I want to show you the giant thuja arborvitaes that we had over here on the back side of the Potager. My husband watered them again yesterday, but I'm like, dude, just give it up. Because arborvitaes, they're not supposed to be that color. They're supposed to be green. Anyway. Okay. There's a few that are still green. See one. Anyway. It's too hot. We've been 100 degrees every day for months. 100 degrees. And I checked my phone. I filmed the last time we had a little bit of rain. And it was July 22nd. We got a little storm. Not much, not even an inch of rain. And that's it. For weeks and weeks. So today I want to show you what the garden looks like before I make some changes. Some major changes. It's kind of the end of an era. A really hot era for a lot of things. I'm just distracted by so much crunchy things. Anyway, I've been trying to water every evening for about an hour, and I just can't afford the water bill. So things that I'm watering, a lot of things, aren't producing anything. They're not producing anything. They're not giving me anything that I need. So they're gonna have to come out. So I want to give you a tour of what I have now. And there's a bunch of garbage behind me while I'm talking. I'm gonna give you a tour of what is in the garden right now, because most of it will be taken out today. Because I can't afford to keep it alive because it isn't doing anything for me. And I've got to get it ready for the new stuff to come in for fall. So, okay. I'll try to keep this short. You know I'm gonna try. First of all, I'm noticing I keep forgetting this bed. I keep forgetting to show you this bed here. So let's do that first before we go inside. Okay, so over here is where I have my roselle hibiscus and my blueberries, and the roselle is doing really well. I do need to come over here and water again, but they're getting big. They're probably, this one I know is 3 feet tall already. It's beautiful, like branched, so much branching going on. This is probably my biggest one. And then this one's doing all right. That one back there, still kind of small. That one's good. These are all about the same size, but they're doing great. And then I have my bay laurel. I need to water this too because it's in a pot. I keep forgetting to come over here and water. And of course, it's 100 degrees every day, and that's in a pot. These are suffering as well because it's 100 degrees every day. I do have a little bit of new growth there. But I just have to kind of put the hose in here and flood the bed. These are my blueberries. They're suffering. Everything's suffering. Okay, let's go. Let's go into the Potager now. And yes, I'm gonna clean up my junk again. What would I have to do if I wasn't cleaning up junk? This is my cherry tree. Last one left. I had 12 seeds, and that's the last one to survive. That's from a store-bought cherry from Walmart. We ate the cherry, saved the pits. That one survived. My pawpaws, I put them out here. I shouldn't have, because it's 100 degrees every day. Oh, I'm the worst. Anyway, and my hosta, that thing, it should hate me. Actually, it should, because that's terrible what I've done to it. All right, let's go inside. Okay, so this frickin' Salvia farinaceae, I think, has shaded out my beautiful lily seed that I got to grow from Brampton Gardener. There's 2 lilies down there, and some echinacea. I see the echinacea leaves. I don't see the lily anymore. Anyway, this is my blue kale, dazzling blue kale, and it is gorgeous. So pretty. That's just beautiful. Love that. Got some milkweed, and this is a different kind than I'm used to. I'm used to the red and orange, and this is just straight up like a yellowy orange. That's beautiful. I got these from my friend Wendy. She lives in the neighborhood. That's beautiful. My eggplant from seed, this one's doing great. It's taken off. This one is struggling and looks like a bug has made a burrito out of that leaf. So there's a bug in there. My peppers are suffering. See how these zinnias have fallen all over the peppers, and as beautiful as they are, I'm gonna have to take them out because they're shading out all my peppers. This is a Lesia pepper, and I'm barely getting any fruit because the plant is barely getting any sun. And here comes the sun right on cue. There's the sun. My amaranth is doing all right. This is Love Lies Bleeding. It's doing really good. The flowers, I thought they were supposed to be more of a red pink. These are like a pale pink, and this one here is almost like a white green. So I don't know if this amaranth may be crossed with another one. I got those in a seed swap, so they may not be like a pure Love Lies Bleeding. Down here, my fish peppers. I'm loving these variegated leaves. I'm just going to tell you, I love variegated leaves. Look at that. Some of those leaves are almost pure white. Beautiful, beautiful. And I do have a pepper, but see, it's being shaded out by all of this Strawberry Fields Gomphrena and zinnia. It's all hidden in there. And my little Bahio, little yellow Bahios. These, look at those, aren't they cute? Cute little yellow beaks. Those are ready to be picked. They go from a pale yellow to a really strong yellow, and so that's ready to be picked. And they're pretty tasty. I've got my, see, these zinnias again. They're all over my Sugar Rush peach. I do have one down here trying to turn peach. These things take forever to turn peach. It's been trying to turn peach for 6 weeks and still trying. Anyway, that's a big mess. Big mess of nonsense. My petunia that I started from seed is doing great. Look at that wave. Some sort of wave white petunia. It's doing really good. And then these ones here are from seeds I got at Dollar General. Petunia, mixed colors. I've got white and purple. This bean tower is doing nothing, so I'm gonna cut this out. This had my Kentucky Wonder beans on it. I think I got like 2 beans. Same here with my rattlesnake pole beans. I got maybe like 2 or 3 beans, so that's got to come out. And then this is one of my pumpkins. It's still hanging in there. It does have some vine borer damage, but it's hanging in there. I think it's the cheese, Long Island cheese, but it's not getting very big. Like, I have this one stalk with like 5 leaves. That's it. And then my Henderson lima beans are up and doing wonderful. So these are doing really well, getting really tall. Pleased about that. Lemongrass is really great. I can't believe it survived 2 of our winters. It's doing amazing. A lot of my oregano was dying because I wasn't watering it, because I don't love it, so I'm not going to waste water on it. And then this cucumber here in this bucket, I found quite a few ripe ones, like really, really yellow ripe ones. So the vine is shutting down and getting a little weird and getting a little diseased. So this potentially could come out today. My cucumber. This tomato, I'm leaving this Ace 55 here because either I'm going to take cuttings to root, or I'm just going to wait for it to bounce back with the cooler weather. So we'll see. As of yet, I have not taken any cuttings of any of my tomatoes when I said I would weeks ago. But we know that's how I do things. So the tick seed behind it, I think I'm going to cut it out because I don't need to keep watering it. It's not doing anything for me. It might for the pollinators when it blooms, but I think, do I have one I can keep? There's one in the circle bed. Okay, well, there's two tick seeds here, 2 big plants. I might keep one of them. Anyway, moving along. That bucket of corn, I need to take all the stalks out of that bucket of corn. This corn here, I almost harvested one, but see, there's ants all in it. Those red ants. I can't even get to my own corn. So anyway, all that corn's coming out. This red spike amaranth is huge. I wish the stem hadn't gotten bent. Oh, sorry. Because I swear this thing is probably, I don't know, 7 feet tall, and it's glorious. Glorious 7-foot tall beast. Anyway, all of this is blank space for my fall stuff. I think I may take out my garden huckleberry because I'm never going to get enough berries to make anything because it hates Texas. It hates it here. And I keep watering it every day to keep it alive, but I know I'm not going to get a harvest off of it, so that has to go. The zinnias that are flopping everywhere have to go. The ones that are still upright and, I don't know, structurally, like, minding their place, they can stay, but the ones that are flopped over everywhere just have to go. My Bahia peppers never, it's like they're stunted. They just never did anything, and they're getting sun. They're just not doing anything. That's gotta go. My purple hull peas are doing beautiful. They're loving everything. So I will save my water for the purple hull peas, and then I have one of my this is that Fond Blanc melon. It's coming up. 2 of the seeds came up. My North Georgia candy roaster never came up. Not one seed came up over there. Get out of bed. Once I took those larger squashes out, these 2 smaller ones really started to grow. So I'm going to leave those. I've got my dwarf tomato here, my micro dwarf Baja, suffering a little bit, but we've got some babies. And then this is a red maple that my friend Wendy from the neighborhood brought to me. It's beautiful red maple. I'm excited about that. It's in a little pot. And then my yellow dwarf Egypt yellow. It's got so much foliage. We've got some damage and disease. So much foliage and some baby tomatoes. That little baby right there has looked exactly the same for, I don't know, a month. So it's not doing anything. It's too hot. They're just little tomatoes that got pollinated and then they just stopped. So that's sad, but I keep watering it. My holy basil, I keep watering. I need to pick this for tea, and I may just pick all of it. If I pick every bit of it and just dry the tea, I can stop watering. What I'm trying to do is not water so much. And so these are ready. I just need to pick them and dry them, and then I have my tea and be done with that. I do need to keep watering my strawberries. Got to keep those alive. I am going to keep watering the Armenian cucumber just in case I get something. And all along this fence here are other cucumbers. Oh, neighbor's dog. My dogs are in the house, so she's going to be sad. All these cucumbers and melons along the fence. I've got Hale's Best Cantaloupe. I've got small Persian melons. I've got the serpent cucumber. All of these. They're not really giving me anything, but they still look okay. They still look healthy, so I'm going to keep watering those. My peppers have done really well this year, so I'm going to keep watering those. I have to say, I'm most pleased with the Jimmy Nardello. It's been productive, and it's a delicious pepper. I have enjoyed the shishitos. They are very prolific, but something is happening where they're turning red when they're still very small, and then the fruits are kind of yellow. So the shishitos, I'm going to say, was a semi-success because they started out good, and now they're just getting weird. So I'm going to take all the peppers off, whether they're green, red, not ready, ready. I'm just going to kind of reset the plants, take all the peppers off, let them start over. It got too hot for my fennel. I kind of wanted to pick those and taste the bulbs, but it got too hot, so the fennel bolted. It's beautiful when it bolts, though. Looks like dill. This is my fennel. Straw flowers are doing really well. I don't like when the centers open, they turn brown, but I have lots leaf-footed bugs. So many leaf-footed bugs. And I'm gonna tell you, see, that's a leaf-footed bug there. But then I have these giant bugs over here that look like leaf-footed bugs, except they're really giant and really dark. So are they leaf-footed bugs? And they love the tick seed. See those big black ones? They're huge. Back to peppers. Banana peppers have given me a really good crop, but the leaves are turning brown or yellow, so I think I might need to fertilize. And I think, and honestly, I think because I have to water, I have to like flood these beds with the hose every single day. I think I am washing away a lot of nutrients, like they're just leaching out with the water. So I think I'm leaching all the nutrients out of my soil by watering every day, because it's bone dry every day. I water when I get home, and then the next day when I get home, it's bone dry again. So I'm just the nutrients are all leaching out. So anyway, long story. I'm gonna fertilize today. Okay, back to the, well, the sun's back out, back to the tour. Okay, so banana pepper's doing great, but I do need to fertilize. But they've given me lots of peppers. The giant Marconi, try to stand out of the way, giant Marconi and Corno de Toro. I had that one big harvest, like what, a month ago? 6 weeks ago, and got the big peppers, and then they have not produced anymore. So I don't know if they just need to rebuild their energy, because this is a giant Marconi, and this is all it's given me, is that right there. So that's tiny. And then I've got a Corno de Toro over here. They're just tiny, so I think some fertilization. This one's completely defoliated, and I was wondering if maybe it was a hornworm, or maybe just all the leaves freaked out and fell off. I don't know, but it's completely naked, completely naked. Not much on the Cubanelle. There's a little tiny one there. Oh, there's a California Wonder. All these peppers, they're really not giving me much. I think maybe fertilization. And then this in the pot here, I thought it was delicata. I could have sworn my bag of seeds said delicata that I had saved, but it could have been the acorn squash that I saved, the seeds that I used. I don't remember. But the fruit looks like a patty pan, so I don't know what I did. That is definitely a patty pan. So I don't know what's in this bucket. It is a squash. I have noticed not as much vine borer damage, so maybe they're taking a break or they're gone right now. We'll see. More stuff that I'm watering that needs to come out. I've got the holy basil, pick that. I might keep the red Russian kale, but that's a tixie that needs to come out. I'll leave the marigolds, and then I have that milkweed. I have a lot of milkweed this year, but I haven't seen any monarchs, so that's sad. Then I have this dahlia that I grew from seed. Looks like it has a little powdery mildew, and I've got not one dahlia flower, not one. There's my red spike amaranth, looking beautiful. Let's back it up so you can see that. Beautiful red spike amaranth. This particular one hasn't started blooming yet, but they're coming soon. And then behind it, big Jim pepper. See how yellow all my peppers are? All my peppers are yellow, so fertilize that. The coleus from seed, the volunteers from last year, doing beautiful. And then down here on the ground, I have my Hale's Best cantaloupe. I see a flower. I see some tendrils. I do need to do some weeding. And then I have my crimson sweet watermelon crawling through the bed here. Everything just needs a fertilizing because of all the watering. Another prolific pepper, probably my most prolific and reliable, is this long thin cayenne. I've gotten so many cayenne peppers, it's crazy. And it just keeps producing, kind of like the Jimmy Nardello. And they look very similar. They just keep on producing. So one of my favorites. Let's see. My ahi lemon drop has produced quite a few. I have not tasted them yet. They're supposed to be really hot, like out of my comfort zone hot. So I need to pick these. We'll do a taste test one of these days. And I have my Rosa Bianca eggplant bouncing back nicely from a lot of pest damage early in the season. These black diamond eggplants, they're just not producing. I'm gonna keep them, but they're not producing. And then this is my cotton leaf passion vine that I need to get planted somewhere. Anyway, it's over here so I can remember to water it. Stuff in the backyard just doesn't get watered. More ahi lemon drops doing good. Look at my moringa. huge moringa. It's looking beautiful. Love it. This zinnia will probably get to stay. I'll let it stay. There's a butterfly. But most of them are going to have to go, I'm afraid. And then I have my Buena Mulata peppers. They're doing really well. I did harvest quite a bunch. They're in the house. I have not taste tested them yet. I hear they're hot. So I'll do a taste test and then I'll probably grind these just into a spicy powder to use for cooking. Some more crimson sweet watermelon. Here's my red okra. Aren't the flowers gorgeous? I haven't been getting a whole lot of okra. The plant and the fruit are a little bit stunted. Same with my Clemson spineless, a little bit stunted. They really haven't gotten very tall at all. Like they're just really short. And then baby Bubba, of course, is going to be short. But I haven't seen any fruit. See lots of ants, but no fruit. I've got 3 baby Bubba in the front. I've got 2 Clemson spineless, and then I've got 2 red okra here and 1 back there. And they're just so tiny and small. I don't know. And then this traveling here is my Moon and Stars watermelon. I need to like flip the vine over a little bit. But it's just a mess of crimson sweet and Moon and Stars back there. Looks beautiful. Love it. Here's another amaranth. It's beautiful. This red spike amaranth is one of my favorites. It's so big. Look at those flowers. And it's going to give me billions of seeds. Billions of protein packed seeds. Love it. This is Cherry Falls. I'm getting a second flush of fruit. I have eaten a few off of here, but look. Either the leaves are turning brown and falling off, or I have a hornworm and just haven't found it. I noticed yesterday. Well, is that a little bit of poop? There's some poop. It's tiny poop though. Maybe it's a tiny worm. Maybe it's like an army worm and not a hornworm. Anyway, Cherry Falls still doing good. Dragon fruit still doing all right. I need to pull all this other stuff out of the pot though. I've got weeds and I've got jewels of opar. Oh, I can't even get it. My rose, I think I'm gonna put these 2 roses in the ground later today. Back here on this pole behind the garlic chives, I had one of my Fond Blanc melons right here. And I had some North Georgia Candy Roaster. But it looks like it died because it wasn't getting any sun. And I think it's too late to start over with the North Georgia Candy Roasters. It's too late in the year. So next year. But been keeping these kales alive with water. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick these onions because I've been watering them as well. And they're not going to get any bigger. Like that's pretty much it. So I need to pick them and make onion powder or something. Or just cook with them fresh. More milkweed there. Jewels of Opar here. And then this is tansy. It's beautiful, very fragrant. Very almost like a rosemary, like astringent. And the flower's pretty. And this is the only one I have, so I could let it live. But I'm watering it every day. Milkweed, watering every day for the monarchs. Haven't seen one monarch, but that's a beautiful specimen there. Have not been watering these zinnias, can you tell? Because I'm done. I'm done. I can't afford to keep watering them. So, and they're a little bit diseased. Take those out. I have some straw flowers here that I do keep watering because they're the copper red, and I really want to see that copper red color. I quit watering these zinnia forest because it was taking too much water. So the zinnia forest is going to be cut out today. It's a lot of seed in there, but I'm not even going to save seed. I'm done. I'm tired and I'm done. Back here I do have a cucumber. Right here. Pick a bushel, and it's doing all right actually. I've been pinning it up. I did have some babies, some female flowers. I guess they didn't get pollinated. No, they didn't. Anyway, I'm keeping that. Let me back out of here. I'm gonna save some seed from my fennel. It's brown and done, but there's a bunch of seed heads on here. So I'll be saving fennel seeds. More Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth, which has to have gotten crossed with something because that sure is like a baby pink, pinky brown, and not like a red pink. And then my birdhouse gourd, it's down in there somewhere in all this grass. It's down in there. But anyway, I haven't been really watering this as much as I should. My nepeta is barely hanging on. Have been watering this ginger. This ginger I planted in the ground a year ago. It came back. It's doing okay. But the ginger in this pot is doing way better. Way better. I'm guessing it gets more water because I fill up the pot completely with water and then let it soak through. So ginger in a pot for me is working better than ginger in the ground. And I'm really going to cut back this lantana. It's done flowering. The leaves are diseased, maybe with some powdery mildew or something. So I'm going to cut it back pretty hard and it should flush out again for fall. My cucumber that I had on this vine trellis died. It dried up and just died, some sort of fungus or something. My noodle beans are still here though. There's a noodle bean. I've picked a few noodle beans. And if you look, hanging down from the pergola is a noodle bean, so that's fun. That's fun. I do have some blue butterfly pea in there. There's one blue butterfly pea, you can see that. But yeah, sweet potatoes are taken off. Where is the sweet potato? Oh. Coming up and over. See those leaves? That's sweet potato. Okay, so I don't think we need to walk around the outside. Let's go over here to my oranges. This is my blood orange called Morrow. We're getting a little bit of lightning. Look at that. It's starting to turn a little orange. So we've got quite a few fruits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 oranges. Yeah. Well, I say that's quite a few. It's more than I've ever had before. My tomatoes here are doing pretty good. This is more of the Cherry Falls. This one, I don't know. This is Geranium Kiss, and it sure has been diseased from day one, even though these tomatoes are probably my favorite because they get pretty good size and the flavor is really good, but I need to come in here and cut all this grossness off. Patio Choice Yellow, of course. These 2 buckets here has done the absolute best, hands down, of all my tomatoes, and it's still producing. It's like, ding dang leaf-footed bugs. They ruin them. Anyway, Patio Choice Yellow, highly recommend. And my fig has been figging so hard. And I picked one and ate it the other day. It was not quite at peak ripeness. It tasted almost like a fresh peach. It had the texture and flavor of a fresh peach. But that's the only one that has turned brown. Beautiful purple brown, beautiful. But anyway, lots more figs. Tomato towers are done. Tomatoes are done. They're dead. I'm real disappointed in especially this tower because I got 3 tomatoes and they were watery and gross. 3 indigo rose. They were awful. Something is eating my baby Olapocas. Some sort of worm. Olapocas did pretty good for me. San Marzanos did good for me. But they're all pretty much dead now. The only one that's still alive and producing is a Sun Gold. So that's probably my second most prolific tomato. And the Sun Gold, see all that on the trellis? All of that up in the air, all of that coming down and just hanging everywhere. This is all Sun Gold. And it's only 2 plants. So definitely will be growing Sun Gold again. It's still flowering. It's still fruiting. Like all of those little flowers have been pollinated. Like they all are going to produce babies. This thing just pollinates so easy. Anyway, marigolds are doing fine. I think I'm going to cut them back though real hard. They're all over the walkway. Zinnias didn't do so good in the bed this year. I think I need to dig it down a little bit, or raise it up with another layer of landscape timbers, because the water, when I water, it's just running off because it's hilled up just a little bit and it runs off. And I need it either dig it down so that the water will fill up and then can slowly soak, or I need to put another row of timbers so that I can fill it up and let it soak down really good. Basil does okay, but it gets dried out so fast because I'm not able to get the water soaked in real deep. So, I think this whole bed is just the issue here. Coming over to this bed, I'm finally getting some strawberry tomatillo flowers. Just noticed that today. Look at there, it's a tomatillo flower. The ground cherries are doing okay. They're still producing a bunch of these little husks, but they're all empty. All the husks are completely empty. And I don't know if it's the ants that are eating them, but every single husk is empty, and that's BS. They're stealing my food. Well, there's a little one in there. All right, I'll keep that one for myself. But yeah, very pleased with the tomatillos. 2 little cute zinnias, I'll leave those. Here's my Meyer lemon. Beautiful Meyer lemons, improved Meyer lemons. So I think I have 3. Yeah, right now I have 3. Back over on this tower here, I've got some Malabar spinach that's finally climbing, doing its thing. Climbing. The birdhouse gourd, once I moved it over here, it stopped producing and started dying. So I do have the 3 gourds. I have 2 gourds here, and then the 1 gourd in the pot. All the other baby gourds and flowers died. Oh, well, I'll say that. There's some new growth. That's the first new growth I've seen here and here. Everything else just started to die. The tomatoes that are on here have definitely gone dormant. Maybe dying, I don't know, but they're definitely dormant. It's because of the heat. There's a new stalk down there. That's the, what is the name of that one? It's not the Amana orange. Lilia Sorry. This is Lilia Sorry. And it looks like Berkeley tie-dye may have died. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. Let's go. Oh, and this, the Cherry Falls and the Geranium Kiss really didn't do anything, but this basil, this is I think it's my Genovese basil, is doing really well. So that's nice. I will do the circle bed last. Let's come over here. My lime is doing really good. Ooh, lots of new growth. Look at that. Beautiful new growth. Hopefully it flowers again so I can get some limes. I currently do not have any limes on there. Oh my gosh, look at this beauty. Come on. This is my key lime marigold. And it opened up green, and now it's this beautiful highlighter yellow. Even the foliage has like a bluish cast. The flower is large and frilly. It's so beautiful. So, glad I finally got to see one. And then the rest of this bed is just a hot mess. Some more marigolds here. I did do the Persian carpet zinnia, but they're kind of long and straggly. I didn't realize they'd be so leggy. So they're just okay. I think I'm going to take almost all of this out. The basils, I think I'll go ahead and harvest. I did get some of these envy zinnias. More of that Persian carpet. It's pretty. I feel like the bitter melon is suffering a little bit. Yesterday when I came home, it was completely like looking, well, emaciated, like it was burning. So I may take these leaves off. Now these look better today. They've plumped out. I don't know why it was looking so dry, because I water every day. I just don't know. And it's climbing over. Oh, look at that. What's that? That's a loofah. Yay. So I finally got a loofah on my arch. Yay. So we've got more flowers. There's more flowers up there. So we'll see what happens with that. More green. This green zinnia is doing really well. I'm going to cut back all the ones that are done. Got some kale in there. My bumblebee, purple bumblebee? No, blue cream berries tomatoes. Last year did much better in the summer heat. This one, it's still flowering, but it's just not doing as well. And then I have some blue butterfly pea up here on the trellis as well. Pretty. But the trellis just isn't that filled out because it's a little bit shaded over here, which it feels good in the shade right now, especially with the wind blowing. More milkweed in here. So, my petunias, my Laguna Madre lime, are doing okay. They're blooming again, but because of the way I planted them without cutting back all the grossness, this grossness is still distracting. So I need to do some work on that basket for sure. And then over on this side of the arch, that zinnia, it's like, do I keep it? Do I stand it up? Do I just cut it out? I don't know. I got some, this Strawberry Fields Gomphrena, this beautiful salvia that just loves to seed itself everywhere. More. More milkweed, but this one's covered in milkweed aphids. See all that orange? Those are milkweed aphids. Yep, a bunch of them. Anyway, oh, look at this. See those little cherry tomatoes? That's my Super Sweet 100, and it's doing so great on this trellis. Look, I can barely reach that. I need to get out my ladder so that I can tie that down onto the arch. Anyway, beautiful tomatoes. I'm gonna eat them after touching aphids. Look how pretty that is. Delicious. I'm gonna tell you what, Super Sweet 100s. Those Super Sweet 100s, these tomatoes taste exactly like Campbell's tomato soup. It's that complex, it's that rich, it's that, they're not sweet though. I wouldn't call them Super Sweet 100s. If I was naming them, I would call them Campbell's tomato soup. It's just the most tomatoey tomato. It's so good. Anyway, that one's still producing really well, 100 degrees every day. But this trellis is in shade in the morning. It gets hot afternoon sun. And then it's in shade again, like at what, 4:30? Yeah, so it's getting like 4 or 5 hours of sun. It's getting enough sun, but not too much sun. So that's kind of awesome. This circle bed is a hot mess right now. Let's do a walk around. It's kind of hard to see with the sun. Bear with me. Yeah, there's fun things going on, but a whole lot of hot mess. All right, oh, my knuckle is in the shot. Okay, so let's look at some of the fun. So here is my whirling butterflies. This is Gara. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful native. This I got at PlantCon from the Galveston Conservation Society. Beautiful, beautiful. It's making lots of flowers. Very airy-fairy. Love that. I've got my echinacea. Beautiful, beautiful. Grew this from seed. It's doing wonderful. Got a flower stalk, and look at all these little babies coming. That's gonna be a flower. That's gonna be a flower. I have these flowers. They're gorgeous, right? Yeah, got more echinacea here, starting to send up a flower spike. Oh, and this one too. That one started to send up a spike. I didn't think any of one of the other ones were going to bloom, but they are. This bowl full of green grossness, I try to keep full of water. There was a little frog living in there, and I don't care if I've had that bowl for 20 years. It is a pretty bowl. It's got a leaf pattern in it. I had it on the kitchen table, the dining room table. But anyway, I brought it out here, and I keep it filled with water for the frogs and the butterflies and the bees and whatever else. I have a huge tick seed that I think I'm going to cut back so it's not so big. And see these big, ugly bugs? They're like leaf-footed bugs on steroids. Anyway, they love the tick seed. So I'm going to take a few branches and sculpt it a little bit, like into a tree instead of whatever it's doing. The zinnias are brown and dead and gross. I don't want to keep watering them. I'm wasting water on these. Now there's another big ugly bug. Oh yeah, and they fly too. It's terrifying. They fly. Got more echinacea down there. I've got some Gerber daisies down there. You can see my shadow. You can't see the Gerber daisies. Gerber daisy foliage down there. So once I get some of all this cleaned out, I think the things that I want to keep can get some light. I'll probably take out, even though it's beautiful, I will take out this salvia because it's just crowding things out, and I've got seedlings everywhere, so I'll have more soon anyway. That zinnia is coming out. I'm going to use probably my new Saker trimmer to hedge up that salvia and to hedge up the chrysanthemum that's crawling all over the bed. I need to shape it a little bit. Got more echinacea here. I mean, you can't barely see my bird of paradise in there. You can't even see my beautiful rose. Like my Comte de Chambord is covered up. Need to be able to see this golden edged Duranta because it's beautiful. So I'll take out salvias and just take out a lot of this stuff. My roses, everything needs to be fertilized, deadheaded. But, so yeah. So that's that. That's kind of everything that's going on right now. Oh, I didn't show you my muscadine grapes. Real quick. I ate a few. Oh, is there any to show you? I may have eaten all the ones. Here's one. Here's a few. See those muscadine grapes? They're all speckledy and freckled. Well, they'll start to get like a hue. Look at that. They'll start to get like a pinkish yellow hue to them. Oh my gosh, they're so delicious. So delicious. The flavor is so complex. It's like a plum and like a sweet tart candy. And it's just amazing. Muscadines are amazing. Anyway, muscadines are amazing. And they pop. What is that flavor? You have to taste one. It's so unusual. It's like candy. It's almost like the seeds are huge seeds. They're big. But it's almost like eating a ground cherry. Like the taste is just so hard to explain. Anyway, you need to grow muscadine grapes because they're crazy. I don't have enough this year to make like jelly or wine or really anything. But maybe next year. Okay, I won't make you watch me eat that. It's gross. Anyway. One more thing. I gotta show you one more thing. Well, watermelon. Let's go outside. I'm going to show you my hairy watermelon. She's doing great. There's my moon and star. She's getting big. Getting heavy. Oh, she's heavy. That's all of 10 pounds, if not 12 or 15. Big girl. Not big size-wise. It's like a bowling ball. But, yeah, she's heavy. Starting to lighten up. And look, I was looking, and things are turning brown close to the plant. So I don't know when she's going to be ready. So we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. Anyway, it'll look a lot different next time I do a tour because I'm just going to be taking things out. I can't keep it looking this lush. And I have to really think about my share and taste melon if I don't start getting flowers because I'm getting a lot of dieback, right? A lot of things are starting to die and get diseased. So I'll keep an eye on it for a couple more weeks, but if I'm not getting flowers, female flowers with more, potential fruit, I'm taking it out. I'm doing it. Okay, for real, I'm done now, for real. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.